and welcome to another Daily Digest video. I am Merriam, and today I'm going to be playing cool little Mardu. I'm calling it 4C Reveler because there's a green splash, but it's base Mardu. It's really built around Bedlam Reveler. It's Faithless Looting Stock Graveyard, a bunch of cheap spells, creatures that go with those cheap spells, Young Pyromancer, and the like. And sort of plays this aggressive mid-rangey game. It's hard to really classify, so we'll see how it grows. And so far, so bad. I'm going to mulligan this no-lander. And this is a fine 6. We've got a turn 1 Inquisition, some things to follow it up. And I will keep. Certainly do not want a 4th land. This deck also relies on a fairly low land count. So land 4 is not really necessary. Windswept Heath from our opponent suggests some sort of, I was going to say Noble Hierarch deck, but Sacred Foundry. Expedition Envoy. Are we getting allied? I've played the ally deck. I know how you can ally people. Hopefully I'll tag this Harabaz Druid. Oh, we're definitely getting allied. The Mutagenic Growth. Well, even though Mutagenic Growth stops Kolaghan's command, I am just inclined to take out every ally I can possibly find. So our opponent has 3 lands and a growth, and we'll deal with that. Probably force them to growth with Lingering Souls. It won't be that big of an issue. Yeah, Cavern. Ooh, name's Human. I guess these are both humans as well as allies. Oh man. Well, that could get off. This could get awkward now. Thalia's Lieutenant is quite good. So we got an ally human hybrid. Well, I've got nothing to do in turn 2. Hopefully they can take 1 turn off here and we can get a souls down, and that will help a lot. We do not see another Sacred Foundry, so that is the land they drew. Oh no, we saw 1. That they played turn 1. So they have some other land. I'll admit I wasn't really paying very close attention, but they do have 1 unknown. Okay, good. They took 1 turn off. That was very important. We got our Sacred Foundry tapped, and now we're done dealing ourselves a lot of damage. And Lingering Souls. Fortunately, this Reveler is a ways away from getting cast, especially if we're forced to flashback this Souls anytime soon. Faithless Looting would be nice because we got some excess lands to pitch to it, but really any cheap spell. Lightning Bolt would be great, Fork Bolt, anything. I believe the Plains is the other land we saw. Okay, well, that is going to be good. So now I'm probably just going to double block the Envoy and then see if he uses the growth. I presume he will. And then next turn I can Kolaghan's command to kill the Lieutenant, because that's certainly an important one to kill. Make them discard their last card. Hopefully it's not a second Mutagenic Growth, because that would be disastrous. And from there I should be in, I guess, okay shape. Second Reveler is pretty poor. Yeah. Deal 2 damage to choose target player. That's to discard a card. And then creature or player. I guess we can cast Reveler next turn, but we're going to be going down to 3. If we have to tap out for Reveler, we're just dead. Oh, we're just dead anyway. Yeah, Bolt will do it. Bolt +5. Yeah, just a little bit slow there against Expedition Envoy and Thalia's Lieutenant with our double Reveler draw. Certainly want to bring in these fatal pushes. Even though my opponent's deck is going to be non-basic heavy, I just don't want a card like Blood Moon. It's so inefficient. I also don't want to bring in the Stomping Ground because I don't want to shock myself. And I'm going to bring out the most expensive removal spell we have in the deck. Even though it can get some added value, I'd rather just be efficient on my mana and not fall too far behind. You should be able to take over with Lingering Souls, Pyromancer, and Bedlam Reveler, as long as we don't get trounced in the early game. So easy sideboarding, and hopefully we'll get to kill more of our opponent's stuff. Maybe it would have been better for me to take the growth. I guess, I mean, they would have gone Battle Slinger turn 2, and then Lieutenant turn 3, and then Blade Master turn 4, and I probably still would have been too far behind. Just having to take turn 2 off was too much, along with not having cheap spells, so I couldn't double up later. Like these uncastable Revelers and a bunch of 3-mana ones. Oof. Opponent doing a heavy amount of sideboarding. Probably bringing in maybe Gideon would be good. Triggers all the ally things, is just a good threat against a removal heavy deck. Would not be surprised to see Gideon from my opponent. I don't think they can do too much sideboarding with this double tribal deck. You can't bring out too many creatures in a deck like that, or your synergies aren't going to come together. So, and they wouldn't want to bring in removal anyway. We just showed them Lingering Souls, so what is the spot removal going to do? But I suppose we will see once game 2 starts, if it ever starts. No? Yeah. Okay, there we go. I will play first. And it's a one-lander, but it's not a bad one-lander. The question is how I would sequence it. It is a little awkward, actually. I think this hand might be a mulligan. It would be a keep against a bigger deck, something like Jund. I would certainly keep a hand like this. But a hand, look, there's no 1-mana removal. I think I'm just going to fall too far behind, actually, with the 2-mana removal and cards that don't affect the board. So I'm actually going to mulligan. And this hand's fine. We do, again, need to find cheap removal, but we have a Swift Spear for turn 1. Looting can pitch one of like Reveler Souls and find us what we need. Definitely going to keep a second land. If we draw too many lands, we can always pitch them to Looting. Play Swift Spear. And Mush for 1. Got him. First blood. Yeah, still choosing human. I guess they're only playing the allies that are also humans. Maybe they all are. Yeah, Champion of the Parish is a good one. Let's play this Faithless Looting. But the Champion is another card that doesn't get pumped by any of the ally cards. But I don't know. I wonder where exactly the bridge is, other than just having human allies. I can Fatal Push to get in an extra damage. I think I'm going to end up having to push this anyway. It seems like it's going to grow very large. And so if I'm likely to kill it anyway, I might as well get my point. Take 3. And now my Reveler costs still 5. And I'm probably going to flashback this Souls before I cast it. So we're a ways away from it still, which is a little awkward. Hada Free Blade. Yeah, another human ally. I guess Champion gives the deck another 1-drop. There aren't a lot of 1-mana allies. It's really just Free Blade and Expedition Envoy. So just having a 1-drop in a swarmy creature deck, and a powerful one at that, it's probably good enough. And all the allies are still mainly humans, so... I don't know how threatening Free Blade is. I can either Dreadbore it or Flashback Souls. I am inclined actually to Dreadbore it because that means if I draw a land, I can cast Bedlam Reveler, and getting Reveler down very quickly is a huge bonus. And my opponent didn't play a 2-drop there, which also makes me think their hand is a little awkward. So might as well start getting in some more beats. No, I will not pay 2 life. Not often the ally deck untaps on turn 3 with 4 more cards in their hand than their opponent, but that is the world we live in now. Dryad Militant. Ugh, that's actually really awkward. Um, well, it would be, but I can revel, so I'm pretty happy about that. The question is whether I attack with Swift Spear. Am I fine trading for the Militant? My guess is they'll just take one, and I'd rather hold back now that I'm casting Reveler. So let's just fetch. I am going to shock myself here. My life total's pretty high. I just want to get the white source. And Bedlam Reveler, we're doing it. Just draw 3 cards. 4 mana, 3/4 prowess, Ancestral Recall. A little more than I'd like to pay for it, actually, but I'll accept. And now this is a good 3 cards to draw off of it, too. Next turn, I just get to go Pyromancer, push your thing, Faithless Looting, keep the best of my top 3 cards, make 2 1/1s, attack for 8. Oh, that's pretty big. Oh, I guess the Dryad's not a human either. This must have been a sideboard card, but this is definitely a great one against me. Basically perfect. Oh, they have Lightning Bolt in their hand. Okay. Um. So, am I that concerned about the Dryad Militant at this point? Um. Hmm. Not really. I don't really need more cards to go to my graveyard. I think I can just take 5 here. Even if my opponent has Bolt on end step, untap, double bolt you, that leaves me at 3. So as long as I leave back some blockers, I'll be fine. I might end up just pushing here to force through more damage, but I'm winning this race pretty handily, so I'm not going to trade. And ooh, another Young Pyromancer. It's actually not that great. But I'll just continue with the plan. I guess I'll looting first. Yeah, sure. I guess I could have looted even. No. Could not have looted before casting the Pyromancer. Now I'm going too deep. This is often an issue that afflicts my play. Oh, well, discard 2 lands. Fortunately, we don't get access to the looting, but I guess if my opponent wants to chump. Okay, so if I Fatal Push here, they're going to bolt the Swift Spear, so I might as well just attack first. And let's kill this gigantic Thalia's Lieutenant, shall we? Yeah. Well, they let the Prostrate resolve, so maybe they don't have Bolt. Or they want to bolt this. I don't know. Either way, it's just not going to be good enough. I have a Lingering Souls in my graveyard to flash back to trigger prowesses again. And now I will gladly trade my elementals for your things. Yep, that is the game. Bedlam Reveler put in some work there. Is there any adjustment I want to make? No, I didn't really see anything, so we'll run it back. Hope to revel them again. That was fun. Ancestral Recall is even better when it comes staple to a creature. Who'da thunk it? I had no idea. Man, is our opponent going deep in the tank again on sideboarding? Maybe they just feel like they really need to use their time. Okay, the 3 minutes you have to sideboard is a resource, so they might as well use it. You just sit there thinking about nothing. I'm gonna think about trees. Maybe a nice maple tree. Then I'll think about maple syrup. on a stack of pancakes. Lemon ricotta pancakes. Maybe with some blueberries on them. I think pancakes are pretty underrated. Most of the time when I talk to people about which of the breakfast pastries they like the most, French toast and waffles come out on top. And I think it's pancakes, and it's not really that close. You just need to make your pancakes well. Pancakes are the easiest of the three to screw up. Waffles, you just put the batter in a waffle maker, and it does everything for you. But pancakes, you actually need to cook well to get them crispy on the outside. I think people are just eating really bad pancakes all the time. They need to stop doing that. Friends don't let friends eat bad pancakes. In other news, our hand is great. We've got 2 cheap creatures to play and a bunch of removal, so I'm going to keep. And I might end up just pushing on turn 1 here. I don't really want on the draw. I don't think I need Swiss Spear. I'm not going to be the aggressor, so I'd rather keep them off their curve. Push on 1, Pyromancer on 2, and then start terminating. Well, there's a lightning bolt. That's probably better than pushing. Yeah, because they might have bigger creatures later and mutagenic growth. Growth does not save the champion yet. So let's bolt. Once again, holding this fetch in case I draw a white or a black source, then I know what to fetch with it. Another champion. You don't say. Okay, well, I can take a turn off here because they've missed a land drop. And I'll once again hold the fetch for the same reason. I hit second land, that's good. I wanted to play a nice, fun game of Magic here. What do you have now? That's pretty good. Maybe I should have waited on the Pyromancer, but... Ooh! 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 That was great. Forked Bolt. That one and that one. Okay. Get my prowess trigger. Do you have a mutagenic growth? I wouldn't even be sad about that. Yep, they have the growth. Gonna save the champion. But I still get to deal with that loyalist. That's also a nice little sideboard card. Helps them attack through souls and through young Pyromancer tokens. But our opponent has dealt himself a fair amount of damage at this point too. So this Switchbear is actually relevant pressure. That's fine. I'm just going to continue to kill their things. I think I'll push. My life total is pretty high. I'm taking 3 here. Although, I don't see a need to waste the mana. I'll just push. Wait, what no? Cast. Target this. I will Fatal Push. Because I could have waited, and if I draw another fetch, get an extra point here. I think I can wait on the Thoughtseize. Maybe not. I don't think my opponent... If my opponent draws land and plays spell, then so be it. I just want to continue dealing with their board. And if I draw like Young Pyromancer, that pairs better with Thoughtseize than Terminate does, so... Attack you for 2. Just 2 at a time. Another Blade Master. Bedlam Reveler. How many spells do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we're going to have 5 now. And then we'll Revel next turn. Oh yeah. Reveler was great. We can actually Thoughtseize into Reveler. Even better. Hopefully we draw land. And that should just about lock this one up. Just kill all their stuff. Oh. 2 1-mana plays is nice, but not going to be good enough. So I can Thoughtseize the card out of their hand, or I can bolt the one they have in play, Either way, it's a 1-for-1 trade, but this one deals with the thing in play, which is a lot better, and I save 2 life, so I'll just bolt the one in play. Now we'll play the cheapest Bedlam Reveler possible. Oh, yes. Oh, what's this? No, I F6'd. I didn't get to play a land. Whatever. I'm not going to play the second land anyway because I'm looting, so I'm not too concerned. They cycle a Rising Canopy, so what is the card in their hand? It must not be very good. And let's mush for 3. Don't have any flashback cards here. No, didn't think so. Didn't remember seeing any, but we're still in great shape. I am going to just get the white source here. 12 life is fine. Even if my opponent has bolt and untaps and draws the 4th bolt, which they can't do. They've already played 2, so let's just get some extra mana, or extra white mana. Play some Pyromancers and pass the turn. And opponent is going to need a kill spell for one of our creatures and a blocker just to stay alive. That's step 1 of the equation. If they have Path, that would be quite good. But yeah, that's... Ooh. Oh no, they didn't even let me kill them! I was getting all excited I was going to kick the Burst Lightning. And I was savoring the moment. And then they deprived me of my fun. Well, either way, a good showing for the deck. We're able to just keep up with them because they were a little behind on tempo in that last game and just kill all the stuff they played. In game 2, we were on the play and we were able to keep up with them and then just kill a bunch of stuff and then refuel with Reveler. It's sort of like Ancestral Vision. You have this card that sits in your hand for a little while. I mean, Ancestral sits off in the exile zone, and then you just trade and trade and trade, and then eventually you cast this really undercosted card that gives you a huge resource advantage. So sort of functions similarly, but I don't know. I had fun. That was a good match, and we got in a good talk about breakfast food, which is very important to me. So hope you enjoyed it. You can come back and see me on Wednesday. Bye.